Hi, what you're looking at here is the King of Wands from my Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck. Astrologically speaking, I would associate the King with all of the fire signs, which are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Although I do see a bit more Leo energy in this with the lions, and he looks kind of stubborn or agitated maybe, but I would say that's more of a fixed energy. So I would actually go with Leo. And so there we have the sun, but we could also have Mars and Jupiter in here because he is a leader. I believe also the chakra would be a lot like the Queen, but more so sacral and solar plexus. And if the element associated with the wands is fire. Also, numerically speaking, if we look at what we had looked at in the previous videos of the court cards, I found a website brought to you by tarotelement.com where this article spoke of putting a numerical value on the court cards, which would be the page as 11, the knight as 12, the queen is 13, and the king is 14. So if we look at that numerical value of 14 and associate that with the majors, 14 is also temperance in the major arcana. And if you break down 14, that becomes 5. That also gives you an association with the Hierophant. And I can definitely see the Hierophant in the kings, and they need temperance to rule. They need that balance. The keywords associated with the King of Wands in an upright position are vision, energetic, experience, optimistic, confident, strong, friendly, funny, charming, way with words, fearless, free thinking, motivated, action-oriented, proud, passionate, and honest. In reverse, it's rude, forceful, bully, dictator, tyrant, impulsive, abusive, and nasty. And remember, there's always a shadow to everything. So anytime this card comes up, whether you actually read it in reverse or not, there can always be a shadow aspect. So when I first look at this card, I see a lot of the same things I saw with the Queen, except for he's looking away. He's looking very stern and stubborn, maybe like he's agitated. Possibly that tells me that he already is very confident in his leadership skills. There's nothing you're going to tell him that's going to make him question his abilities. He's wearing a lot more red, so that shows passion. I still see a lot of the Leo. There are differences, like again, you know, the salamanders are back. We saw the salamanders with the page and the knight, whereas the Queen didn't have the salamander. She had a black cat. And I think we'll talk more about that when we look at the symbolism. So there's still, you know, he's still, I see a natural born leader. I just see somebody who might be a little bit too confident in it, but there's still that gray platform that he sits upon. And we learned with the Queen that is about judging. And so the King and the Queen are also still very judgy, and they have to be in this position. But when this card comes up in a reading, you know, the King is warning us not to be too proud, stubborn, or bullheaded when it comes to listening to others' perspectives. Because if you're not careful, you might be destined for failure, because a good leader recognizes the abilities of his team. And he also empowers them when giving them credit when it's due, rather than taking credit for everything. But this could also be a person who's energetic, optimistic, confident, just like the keywords told us, very strong, has a way with his words. He's a free thinker. He's honest. But again, that shadow aspect could be in there. So he could be too proud. So, you know, this card is definitely telling you to move forward with what you want to achieve, because you have the ability to accomplish it. You are taking control of your life. You're a leader. You are the one that is motivating those around you. You just don't want to be too proud to be that leader. So symbolically, let's get into the first thing I see is his posture and the look on his face. I see that he's frowning. He looks agitated, and possibly his left fist is clenched. So it looks like he's ready to fight if needed. And but he has a lot of self-control, obviously. But the lion is not completely tamed here. We still see a lot of fire. Even his hair is red. His gown is red. The salamanders represent fire and the resilience to fire. But notice he has 2 boots that are green, planted firmly on the ground. So that shows that he can definitely balance his emotions and his action. According to, color theory, green is associated with nature. So this is he's grounded still. The crown even looks like it has flames on it, which is another indication of fire. And he is looking to the right, and he's holding the wand in his right hand, which to me means he is very much in the present. So looking to the right means that he is looking into the now. And so with the salamanders also being, protection against fire, the queen had her black cat, so she was very magical in that aspect. Her familiar was the cat. Possibly the salamander would be the king's familiar if magic would be involved, although I don't see the pyramids. I feel like his is based on facts, whereas the queen is more intuitive. It's like the king knows that he does not need the magic. He doesn't rely on the magic, where the queen, it is definitely a part of her. Also notice that the king is just the opposite of the queen in the color scheme here. Notice he has a red gown. The queen had a yellow gown, and he has a yellow throne, and the queen had a red throne. It's almost like they are the yin and the yang. That's very interesting to me. It's like they balance each other. So the queen had yellow to reflect her more inspirational nature, where the king has red to reflect his more aggressive nature. And I also notice that the throne itself, you can't see the top of it. Same with the platform at the bottom, the gray platform. So I looked that up, and that could mean that the power of his authority is unlimited, and where the throne itself could reach to the heavens, that's the authority that is bestowed upon him, it's unlimited. So you'll have to let me know what you think. Is there anything else that you see? When this card comes up, it's definitely telling you that now is the time to take the lead, and don't be afraid to ask for help. Assemble a team. Whereas if he's coming up to you in reverse, then the shadow of that could be maybe it's not the time, maybe you're not ready, or maybe you're not listening to someone that might be there to help empower you. It's all about communication. And thank you again for joining me. I'm excited to begin the minor arcana of the cups. So I will see you there. I hope you have a blessed day.